Hi Aquarius, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity in your personal lives, be it your career or your love lives, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Aquarians, May is a month of retrogrades. We begin the month with Mercury that is retrograde and carries on doing so till about 23rd. We already have Mars that is retrograde since last month and it stays retrograde till about end of June. Now, Mercury is an extremely quick and a personal moving planet, and whenever he reverses, he triggers in each of us a period of reflection and reorganization. In fact, pretty much any word to which a prefix of re can be added summarizes a Mercury retrograde. It's a time where you need to be reorienting yourself, you need to be revising the decisions that you have taken, you need to be again re-looking at the decision making process that could have been involved during the last few months. Now, how the retrograde will affect you also depends on which part of the chart is Mercury going to be retrograding for you. And it's pretty much like a cosmic signpost where Mercury is saying that you are here. And for you Aquarians, it's happening in a part of your chart that is your home. It's a house of Cancer. It's also the house that rules your mother. And for you, it's asking you to pay attention to maybe things that could have there seem to be certain loops that have got left open that you have not really looked at. And also Mercury over here is trying to make you slow down. It's trying to make you cut your pace. Maybe there's been an entire flurry of activity that has been happening, and there's could have been maybe a pace that you're not being able to control at home. And with this retrograde, literally Mercury is urging you to stop. And of course, for those of us who choose to ignore it and say it doesn't really matter, it's Mercury almost comically acts up. It'll start tinkering with your electrics. You end up losing some numbers on your phone. You'll have emails flying around to the wrong people. Or even I would say, as far as communication is concerned, you could find yourself suffering from the foot and mouth disease fairly too often. We all know the Mercury drill by now. It's not the best of the times to be buying electrical equipment. It's not the best time to be buying anything which is big ticket. Do not purchase anything that is really expensive. For those of you who must buy, ensure that you have your warranties in place. In all likelihood, you will be going in for an exchange. Mercury also rules transportation and communication, so you can expect that people are generally finding you quite difficult to understand, and you will find yourself just repeating a lot of times, and it will be quite frustrating for you. As far as transportation is concerned, it's can be fairly challenging to be traveling in May, because you'll find either the flights are not taking on time, or you've booked yourself on the wrong flights, or there will generally be some chaos. So just ensure the only way to avoid that is that be as careful and as detailed as you can. Now Mercury for you is transiting for you in your house of home, and it's making you sort of and this is a place which is your sanctuary over here, and it reflects as to who you really are. And if you have been feeling stuck for a period of time, maybe the energy around you at your home is stuck as well. So it's a time to be, and this happens fairly often during, and especially when Mercury retrogrades in our own house, and our own house as in the home where we live, the space which we share with other people. So it's always wise to change the furniture around, change the energy around of the house. And I think if you have been spending a lot of time at home, you need to be getting out more, because it's stagnation breeds stagnation. So you're just emanating that energy, and that is getting back into the house, and it's just creating more stagnation for you. And give the entire house literally a physical rehaul. Just renovate the entire thing. Go to each and every room, look at it from the stranger's eye, and see what is it that can be changed. Of course, the idea is not to burn a hole in your pocket, but try and see, what can you do differently. You can rearrange stuff, maybe remove your paintings and put them at somewhere else. Maybe you can just paint your walls of a different color. and try and sort of also release objects that have no meaning. If there's some vague curios or some stuff that's lying at home that's just randomly there and it has no purpose, I think you should just maybe give it off to somebody. Now this particular house is also your foundation, it is your childhood, it is your roots, and so all the stuff that you were told as a child, your conditioning, and do you still believe that it is true? How much is it that you still subscribe to? And I think some of you may become aware of a negative pattern right now. So if you were constantly told as a child that you can't do it, you'll never do it, you'll never be able to achieve it, you will be able to relate or realize that fear during this phase as well. And don't be afraid to ask yourself some fundamental questions and queries around this time, and you'll find old family or even childhood issues may surface around this time. And this also speaks on a certain level about even mental issues. So if there has been a history of illness in the family that has got maybe passed generation to generation, it can be that something may just crop up again, and it may be that all of you are sitting and talking or discussing about it and saying, yeah, you know, that how it has been in the family, or the certain pattern or the certain illness is there. And the idea over here also is that while discussions and thinking about the past with fondness is wise, but try to sort of not walk down the memory path which is a little painful, you know. Make peace with it, sort of. It's good to reconnect with your old memories when they surface, but try not to sort of just let it be overwhelm you and say, you know, I don't know where to get out of it. So it's a great time to be making peace with your past as well. We have Jupiter that is going direct in your house of shared resources, finances, sexuality and intimacy, and this is happening on the 9th of May. Now, it is a time where you're going to be really fearless, and not just in your personal relationships or even as far as shared finances are concerned, but it speaks about being really, I think, being very experimental sexually as well. You're going to be in a phase where you are really wanting to try a lot of new stuff, and there's just going to be this sense of wanting to experiment, which is going to be really, really strong in you. And I think the interesting thing about this is that it's a house of sex, pretty much. This house, it's ruled by sexuality, and also it's rules your partner's money as well. So it has the two most potent ingredients. It has sex and it has money. And now the entire thing is with Jupiter being over there, and Jupiter is this great expansive, he's the giver and he's the benefactor, and there's nothing really wrong with it. But what is a lesser known fact, I think, which a lot of us astrologers really don't talk about, is there's a little bit of that comes along with that entire giving that Jupiter does. It's like overwatering a plant. It's like when a huge ocean wave comes, it brings about a lot of trash as well. And that is where you should be drawing a balanced equation. So when there is this, wild phase of experimenting sexually and, not drawing boundaries, and ensure that whatever risks that you're doing, whatever experimenting that you're doing, it has a certain boundary to it. Be careful of that. A lot of focus over here is there also because it's about joint finances. It speaks about, if you've been looking for an investor, I think this is a great time that you will be able to find one now. And it can be somebody whom you've known earlier. It speaks about somebody maybe you've either worked with or is a well-wisher, and this person will come and be the investor for you. It speaks about someone who's there from your network of people. And even though you're in a space where you're going to be feeling very expressive about how you feel, and you're not really afraid to say what it is that you feel and how it is, you're still being advised to practice some caution, some restraint around here, and don't just say that, oh, but that is how I am, take it or leave it, and I just say what comes to my mind, and I'm that honest. The honesty may just backfire for you. So try and speak the truth, but maybe not the complete truth. And I think as far as the intimate relationships are concerned, not the sexual relationships, but as far as intimacy is concerned, I think it's a brilliant time to be working that out with your partner. And it is something which can make during this time your bond much more deeper. So if there have been issues as far as intimacy is concerned, use this time. And even I would say, as far as if you have been facing some problems sexually as well, it's a brilliant time to be seeking a therapy or a therapist at this point of time as well. We have an intense full moon that is there in your house of friends, and it's groups of people who share similar goals, passions as you. And this is happening around the 21st of May. And a full moon or lunar eclipse, normally when it comes over here, it speaks about closure, it speaks about completion, and it's fairly far more intense. So you could be feeling really you could be feeling very emotional about your friends, or maybe a particular friend, and you could be feeling that, oh, I want to give up my entire life for my friend, or I will make this huge sacrifice for it. Or it can also be that you have been with a certain friend, you would be cutting ties as well. It's come to a complete closure. It seems to be a very old, deep friendship, but you seem quite done with it, and it's a time where you are making peace with it, and you're walking away from it, and you're saying, I don't want to be dealing with this anymore. However, irrespective of that, it's a brilliant time to be hanging out with your friends, go to restaurants, theaters, movies, and hang out and have some good time. And group activities seem to be favoring you a lot. And for some of you, you may just walk away from a group as well. So if there's something that you subscribe to, a group or that you belong to, you may just realize that it doesn't fit in with me anymore, with what it is that I want in life, out of life anymore. And you may sort of choose to walk away and do your own thing. We have Venus that is there in your house of love, beauty, romance, creativity, and children, and it is in opposition to Mars that is there in your house of groups of friends again. And these two are in opposition, and they're doing their own little dance around the 24th of May. And this is very interesting because Venus is, she rules this house of love, beauty, and sex. So it's a great time to be dating someone new. It's a great time if you have, for those of you who are single and you have been interested in somebody, you will find that person is reciprocating to you as well around this time. So you're generally going to be feeling very playful, and you would want some more drama in your love life. And it's just, I think you would want your life to be literally be on a 70 screen around this time. Now, while Mars is there in your house of groups of friends and groups of people, you could be driven to innovate, you could be driven to dream and hope, and I think you're going to be taking quite a different approach to situations, and you're going to be more enthusiastic about ideas and feel quite futuristic about them. It's a great time to be working in a group, Aquarians. It's a brilliant energy, and I think when you are with people and you're working towards a common goal, it just makes you accomplish things far more faster. So keep that in mind. Try not to sort of get onto that solo trip over here. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Aquarians. A quick reminder for those of you who are seeking clarity in your own personal charts, whether it has to do with your love life or your careers, do write to me for a personal consultation, tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. I'll see you again next month, and thank you so much for watching.